The morning, our tradition, because of our business we're starting, because of the studies we did, the dreams we had, the studies we did, and the business will start because of the invention we made. So we're gonna start doing this now. When we change the side, this will be really slow though, because it's hard, super inefficient. When you can't use retractable momentum like our invention does. Yeah. Okay. Like the chair back. I have the same stroke you use to swim in space. Kind of. Your legs and everything. Oh, that gives me an idea. A lot of resistance, but I do that. Lay down on the chair to demonstrate swimming in space. Baby. Enough room in here for this. Ain't enough room. I can't do it. Not enough room. I've got to build for that. I've got to build a boom. I've got to use a Chicago boom. We'll come off the side and we'll build it like this. Come here. We'll put a boom out like this. Maybe we'll go out. We'll go out. There's a tower I can hook a boom to. It's tall enough. And we had a whole crane there once and built a crane on this tower. Built a tower. Built the crane to build more of the tower. Ron did that. We have videos of Ron at work. We were Ron on the outside too. When Ronnie mean. I'll show you that here. That's why we're big. All of it. Anyway. So when I was the hidden one on the inside, being gone, and hidden, it was Ron on the outside doing stuff. Anyway, here, we get the frozen yogurt. The medicine goes right here on the medicine tray. Okay, and we get a whole cup of frozen yogurt, and we've got a little coffee. We need to reheat the coffee. We need the coffee, frozen yogurt, huh? Yeah. It's a little bit of coffee and a lot of frozen yogurt. What you're gonna? Why don't you hang out there in the chair? Just hang out. Huh? Oh, huh? For a second. Oh, you're getting up. He's stretching. He's been sleeping. He's a sleeping boy. He was a sleeping boy. Huh. Oh. Anyway, to continue that, I've got to make a harness that I can get in and lay in and suspend myself from this boom so I have zero resistance. And I need to set it up so it's like I can't, so I'm not going to turn on the thing. So so I can guarantee that the action is, in alignment with the zero resistance the boom's going to provide. So you know what I'm saying? Like that. So I have to be oriented in the right direction. And then we will demonstrate swimming in space. It's coming along. That's what we ought to do. See, I've been doing model building. I need to start putting the model building out on the page, the Facebook page. Let's go at Facebook right now here, like this. We'll be on Facebook right now, live streaming, while we work on this model and talk to you and maybe play some music while I'm taking the medicine. And we have our live chat. If anybody comes along, it's going to watch, ready to live chat. Okay, I can live chat with you on the screen right there, answer you, and you can ask me questions, and I can answer you. Hey, I don't have to type it back, right? Could though. Anyway. So we've been doing cool stuff like this. Been using been using like some of this. This is just a meat tray. So look what you can do with the meat tray. We're gonna be out. When we get a few of these done, we're gonna have these out. We're gonna go out and be setting up at selling this kind of stuff just for a little extra side money. Styrofoam model. There's a white flyer, and it flies. Really flies. They really fly. They're not just models. They're not just look at models. They're functional models. Okay. This was an outdoor model. This is outdoors. It flies erratically because the ballast in it is loose and it can flop around. Anyway, it does stunts, and it launches with a little stick. It is loose and it can flop around. Anyway, it does stunts, and it launches with a little stick. Anyway, it's demonstrating repurposing, okay, of materials. Just a little bit of work to become something else. Okay, so what I've got to do is I've got an aquarium, 30-gallon aquarium. We've got to make a front on it. It's got to have reach-in gloves, things, so that all the processes of stuff with this stays inside the box and can be washed down with water and rinsed into a catch and screened out and bagged. And there's a place I'm going to put that. And there's places like this model building glue I made. You know, the plastic styrene model from scratch. So anyway, so yeah, let's get our Facebook thing going. Get some lights going. Some light up model project. There we go. Okay, so on Facebook, on the page, they'll change the name instead of Vortex Space Motor Manufacturing, because there's already rocket manufacturing company that uses the name Vortex Space Motors. Okay, and theirs use whatever fuel they're using comes down, it goes into a thing, comes out, and it uses vortex thing, comes up, okay, big rocket. Okay, the Goliath motor is different. It uses well, this is inertial propulsion, the moment of inertia. Okay, applied through. Basically, what's happening is I'm using my body and I'm setting up a moment of inertia here with my arms and the weight in my hands. Okay, it's called a jerk, right? So that's a jerk action. So the jerk action can go two ways. It can either go that way, or it can go the other way. It's like the recoil on the gun is the jerk action from the bullet going that way, right? Okay, so you can create that within an object, create that jerk action. Okay, you can start something slow and create a pulse, an impulse, by having the energy that takes, and create a pulse, an impulse, by having the energy that takes, because it squares. The reason why velocity squares is because it becomes acceleration. Anytime where something at rest, its velocity equals mass. Okay, the force it represents is a factor of velocity times mass. Okay, as long as it's relevant, the velocity and the mass are relative numbers to each other. It's numbers, they're carved from the same. Okay. So the physicists go, okay, understanding that, then we'll establish 1 meter per second as our reference. Okay, Isaac Newton did that. Okay, 1 meter per second as a reference. We're going, okay, 1 Newton is the amount of force that it takes to accelerate one uh, 1 kilogram of mass to a velocity of 1 meter per second. Okay. Well, once that, if you apply 1 Newton, bring it to that 1 meter per second, that 1 meter per second is only relative to the place where you started from. To itself now, it is just itself. It's got a new frame of reference, right? Okay, so that's, at that point, its velocity and its mass, the force it represents are still then its velocity only times its mass. See, once again, when you accelerate it, it squares. Okay, now the reason why it does that, John Cook, the reason why it does that is because there's um, space-time embedded in everything. It's the thing that the Higgs field is the thing that they were looking for with the Hadron Collider, with the Large Hadron Collider. Can't speak right yet. We need the pill yet. See, there's the pill. We take the pill, but see, as long as we promise to take this pill, as long as we promise to take this pill every day, we were given the privileges of developing, taking the technology and making it ours, and developing the Goliath motor. So we've done that. We've figured it out. The math says it works. We're headed for the facility to do R&D. Okay, so after we figured out the formula, solved the formula, it took a lot of thinking. Okay, took a lot of. It really did. Some of the G that's on the side stands for Ganji. It took a lot of Ganj, really, just to think of it, figure out and ponder. How could it work? Okay, in the first place, the technology that was presented to us that we took as our own to develop this. Okay, so lots of that Ganj. G means Ganj. It's not the only thing it means. Okay. We're not ready to divulge what the G really means, really means, because of its real root, where the technology came from, where it was the actual thing. Okay, and see the thing where it came from, the whole thing. Okay. And see the thing where it came from really works. Okay? Can't tell you where it came from, but it really worked. And but the way it was presented to me is like, well, we don't know how it works, so I'll sit here and figure it out. Okay? Well, finally figured out the whole formula, and I can't tell you yet because we're gonna I can't even show you yet. I can't put it on paper. It's on paper. Oh, secret paper too. My mind is a piece of paper. Okay. But when we're ready. Oh yeah, Facebook. Get this going. We're gonna have send to Facebook our model construction of the bike, the Twister bike. We'll be talking about the bike. We'll be taking her, having some frozen yogurt, sharing the doggies, and we'll be taking the medicine. And okay, here, live. We want to go to pages. 9 pages. Goliath Vortex Space Motor Manufacturing Company. Okay. There it is. Create a post. Live video. Description. modeling. TWSTER. I'll come in with this one. Stupid. Capital TWISTER. Bike. BIKE. Okay, the visionary model. There we go, done. Okay, go live. Try that. Let's pull up and start the shot. There it is. Okay, go live. Go live, go live. Oh, won't you go live? Okay, go live. Go live, go live. Oh, won't you go live? We are live. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. And thanks to anybody that shows up on Facebook now, that on this page, which is just, it's really new page. Here, we'll show me or what everybody wants. I'm going to take her. Guess who's going to get the very first flight on the thing after it's done? Guess who's going to get the first flight? She's going to get to ride on the back seat. It's going to be Sabrina. It's going to get to take the first ride on the back seat. Of course, we're going to be the pilot first. So check this out. Here's a model. We made it in paper mache. You wouldn't believe what we used as a model, starting model. Where did we put them? We put them on pine cones. Here. Pine cones. Paper mache pine cones. So, I think the way we're going to do this is from this point. I tried the top made in paper. Okay. Up here's where the parachute goes, of course. We're going to have each one on the parachute. So when I crash, now each one's going to have their own power supplies, okay? Discrete power supplies. And model Space City, here we come. Retrieve that for me, Rocky. Don't damage it, though. He says, nah. I'm waiting for that frozen over session. We'll get it. This is a little airplane. Start with an airplane. Oh, yeah, it would be this way because it'd be in the distance. We'll fly along. And then they come along here with them inside the race. Airplanes flying along. He's at top speed already, right? And at top service altitude. Here we are. We got our spacesuit on. We just go. Okay. Anyway. Check out this little airplane. Really great. We'll be selling these Saturday at the farmer's market. Why don't we fly? Oh, I got the string going the wrong side. There we go. Okay. You can actually literally ride it like a bicycle and you hold this out there like that and it'll fly next to you. It's great. That and it'll fly next to you. It's great. Anyway, so much for that. Those are just like those are not. Therapy hobbies is what I call them. Some people call them passing the time hobbies. No, for me it's not passing the time. It's taking time off for a minute. Therapy. from the world, woes of the world, just like this model I'm making, which is ultimately going to be the full-blown twister bike, which, well, not this one. Now look, ultimately the bike we're making, the actual bike, doesn't have to be this exact conflict. You know, the battery boxes, or not battery, but super capacitor boxes, don't have to be this shape, but they're this shape now. Okay. That's what's wrong with this tripod. It don't set. You gotta be very. You know what I could do? I could take it apart and put some spirit gum in there, and that would work like a fluid set, and it would take that away, that equation. Put fluid gum in the gears. It would take them. Just stiffen it up just enough. Okay. Spirit gum. Spirit gum in. It's what's that? Extract essences, spirits. But like the alcohol, it has when you extract when you get denatured alcohol from where it comes from. There's pastes and resins now. These are called gums and resins. All right, so here's our little for now. This thing, check this out. Little gyro. It's going to actually have a motor on it. And what the little gyro is, here, let me bring this thing to this camera to show my viewers over here. The bike, the twister bike, ultimately, with the motors, one on the front and one on the back. Okay, all right. It'd be the super capacitors here, the start and run capacitors, operational capacitors, and what do we call them? The capacitor array. Okay, right here, and then the motors are actually, these are the motors, the Goliath motors, Goliath Vortex motors. So what it will need is, well, when you're in an atmosphere, it'll help to have some roll stabilization. And when you're out in space in zero G, and you want to do docking maneuvers or whatever, you're going to need to be able to roll it. So that's why it'll have a roll gyro. So, you know, for just stabilizing this way, it can just simply be able to rock back and forth as necessary. If you need to roll, if you're rolling this way, you need to compensate for overroll. It will go kick in the same direction you're rolling, and go bang, and it'll stop you from overroll. Okay. So if you're riding around for leisure ride, 5,000 feet roll, it will go kick in the same direction you're rolling, and go bang, and it'll stop you from overroll. Okay. So if you're riding around for leisure ride, 5,000 feet, looking at the terrain of Earth, after we get space cities done in 50 years, 50, 60, 75 years, 100 years from now, we want most of the population in space, and people living here on the planet need to be 100%. We need to be carbon positive. Okay, meaning you're producing more oxygen than you are carbon. So that whatever you're doing there, your water supply, all the water supply, all fully recycled. You know, whatever goes out back into the water table, you don't even have to return it to the water table in your holistigon. Okay, we'll call it the house of the holistigon. Why? Is because that was the name. I think I like the name, and so we're thinking of houses, you know, they're earthship homes built this way, built out of trash, you know, that are self-sufficient, and so on. Okay, we got this one over here, neglecting this view. Okay, so now, you know what we're gonna do? I want to have you guys look at each other for a minute, okay? Actually, here, you guys look at Rocky. Facebook looks at Rocky, and I step outside and I get my coffee here. I'm gonna put the coffee in the little warmer because it's still on. A little heat up. So the little bit of coffee there, it'll heat up sufficiently enough in the length of time that it takes me, well, maybe a little longer. But you gotta go potty. Okay, go potty. You gotta go potty.